So, some would ignore that. Jules coined that the tornado entrance. I'm sure that felt like a tornado for everyone at home. Weather's cold and, you know, stew's nice. G'day, Stuart, how are you? Let's just say that it's beef bourguignon adjacent. Might not be the exact beef bourguignon, but it is fucking delicious champignon. It also has mushrooms in it, so that kind of works. All right, let's kind of fucking get into it. There you go, champion. Look at that, would you? Righto, this is what goes in it. While the alcohol does cook out of this, if you're not a wine person, you can just swap that out for beef stock. You can probably put that down now. Mix it up, change it up, go around with it, you know. Fax it to yourself. Right, let's cook it. Now, in a traditional bourguignon, you'd use a thing called pearl onions. And if you can find pearl onions, a round of applause for you. But in Australia here, they're not super common. I think you can get them in a tin, but no, I'm good. I think I'm just gonna use French shallots. Or just not put them in at all, and the dish is still fucking great, so. There's that. Now this is a very oniony dish. It's got lots of onions, lots of types of onions, and one of those is a leek. You can like eat all the way up to the top, but nah, about there for me. Save all this for stock, it's good for that. Common issue with leeks is that when you cut them open, they tend to have a bit of dirt in them. Hey? What do you call that? I call that fucking rinse it. So that's what I'm gonna go do in the sink that I wish was in here. Yeah, this bit's easy. Cut it up, bang it in a bowl. I like to chop it a bit finer, but it does not fucking matter. This is quite a large leek, so you could use 2 smaller ones, and you could also just not put it in if you don't like, because there's plenty of oniony shit in here. There is something you guys may not know about Jules, and that is that she loves onion. I like making it super oniony, because Julesy likes it that way. In the same bowl, another big onion or 2 smaller onions will get you out of trouble, champion. I don't usually care much about how fine things are cut. This one I'm cutting it a bit finer just because I like the way that it cooks at the beginning, but don't worry about it too much. Carrots, quite traditionally, in a dish that I'm not cooking traditionally, you cut it quite thick. People like to cut it at a bit of an angle. I kind of like that too. I go like pretty big, you know. Oh. Some people peel the carrots before they do this. No, good on them. The chunkier they are, the slower they'll cook. They're going to be in there a while, so if you cut them smaller, there's the risk that they may turn to mush. Almost cut a finger off. In a more traditional bourguignon sense, I think it's pretty common to just separately cook the mushrooms in a bit of butter and then chuck them in later on. I just cut the things in half and whack them in at the beginning because I don't give a shit. There's the option to just chuck them in whole. If they're kind of really small, you can do that. These are a little bit bigger, so I just cut them in half. That'll do. Cut your bacon up however the fuck you want. Rough as guts will do. Put the bacon in its own bowl. So in terms of meat, I'm going to be using chuck. You don't have to buy flash shit. Lean meat, it's not particularly good. You kind of want some of the fat in there because it stews better. I reckon that big. Nice and big, you know. Hold on. Chop up some garlic and put as little effort in as possible. Super and rough. Right. This thing. Plonk. Fang in a bit of what's happened? Big night. Some oil in there. Very nice. Now while this issue is heating up, turn your oven to that. Once we've got it started in here, we'll bang it in the oven so you don't have to stand there and keep around. Get your meat in. And we want to brown it off. A little bit of stuff will get stuck to the bottom. Don't worry about it, the wine will sort that out. The dish won't explode if you don't fry off the meat first. Just adds a bit of richness to the flavour, which is nice. Slight bit of char in it, good to go. Out you come. In with your bacon. It's quite common to put a bit of flour or cornstarch in. Usually you dust the beef with that and then you fry it off. You certainly can do it with this too. The problem I have, particularly because I'm using this Dutch oven cast iron thing, can make it stick a little bit, so I'll bang it in later and I'll show you. In from there goes your onion shit. Over the next couple of minutes, this will kind of... I reckon it's time for the carrots. Mushrooms, kaboom. Just another minute or two will get you out of trouble. Back in with the beef. It's like a heaving mound of shit at the moment. God damn it, this tastes good. Let's have a chitty chat about herbs. I'm a fan of both thyme and rosemary, so watch me put both of them in there. Just bang, chuck the whole thing in there, mate. That'll do. You just fish them out at the end. Now you can put the tomato paste in now and kind of fry it off, but it's a pretty crowded pan, so I'm going to do this bit first. A very major part of what makes this the dish that it is red wine. This is from the gaffer tape region. I think I may have taped myself shut. In an effort to hide the brand, yeah, but I think I did a touch-up or something. Now I can't get in there. Pinot Noir is pretty good. Lots of people would argue that wine from the Burgundy region would make sense. Whole bottle. Whole thing. Whole lot, mate. Not half of it, all of it. I'm going to bring this to the boil and cook that off for a few minutes. It's a good time to scrape all the silly shit off the bottom. The wine just pisses it off straight away. I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes of doing this. Should do. A couple of bay leaves. Put 7 in your guts. Your bay guts. A bit like all things, red wine, you know, if it's shit red wine, it's going to taste like closer to shit red wine than not. If you're a little tight on bucks, stick to a Pinot Noir and you should be pretty safe. I know someone's probably going to blow me up because I didn't fry the tomato paste off and give it that fried off tomato paste vibe, but I'm too busy not giving a shit. In with the tomato paste. Now in with a litre of chicken stock. It's beef stock, not your head. I'm sure chicken stock would be fine too. Haven't tried it. Let me know how it goes. Depending on how salty your stock is, that will kind of steer the ship a bit, so to speak. Just fucking add salt at the end, would you? Could have just fucking said that. Bring your mate to the boil. Boil. Now's your time to shine, you fucking noisy p***. You could burn water this fucking thing. I like putting a bit more tomato paste in than a lot of people do in their beef bourguignon, or whatever you want to call this. I reckon it goes, but if it seems too much for you, I feel like I don't need to say this. It's like, obviously, if you're like, it seems like too much, why not put that much in? I don't need to be like fucking Santering my way into your house.
Oh, if that's too much, then don't
put, you know, you already know that, so. Well, seeing as this thing seems to have gone on holidays to Queensland, let's just imagine that that's boiling away. Plonk a lid on it and turn this absolute piece of shit off. Into the oven. Get away from me. For 2 hours. At the 2 hour point, we're going to do some other shit. All right, let's have a squeezy. Yeah, beauty. How's that? Keep your face away from that shit. Gosh, that's delicious. So what I'm going to do, turn it on nice and low. Just, I don't know whether you can behave yourself either, probably not. So, some would, ignore that. Was that some would suggest that having an entire onion and a whole leek or two is enough oniony business. See, it's already here first, mate. You know the rules. Look into my dinner, you will see onions cooked for thee. Okay, that's enough shit out of me. A tiny little bit of oil, tiny bit, because Ken's already had enough of a go. Pocket butter. Some I had in my pocket. I'm going to get a little wedge of butter in here. Oh mate, you're already off to the races, aren't you there, tough guy? I believe in a traditional beef bourguignon, you probably wouldn't have one of these cooking it, that's for a start. You would put... Pearl onions are pretty common in beef bourguignon. Pearl onions are like onions that you find at Pismo Beach. Usually you open a clam and they're inside that or something. If you can find them or find enough of them to warrant this kind of kick off here, then that's fantastic. But I'm just using these. I've peeled them, which was not fun, but I didn't snip the bottom off. Look, that bit. Let's just use that as a reference. If this was that, I left this f***ing... So I'm gonna chuck them in here. I made this last night and I used most of them last night, so that's how many we've got left. It's a very professional affair, this one. Do you know a person that doesn't like fried onion? No. Fried onion. So I'm just kind of getting a little bit of colour on each side there. We are just going to dump it in there, but you know, life goes on. In you go, mate. Oh! Shut up, eh? Bang in a little bit of flour. This does seem like a strange way of doing this, but you know, it's a strange cooking show, so fucking get yeah, a little bit more. Effectively, I'm making a roux here. This here, champions, is what's going to thicken up this. Let this cool down, and then introduce it to that. A little stir through. Now we just want to reduce our mate down. Oh no, got beef bourguignon on the amazing half commit spoon display. Oh, 2 pairs of tongs. We're doing an ADD giveaway. If anyone would like mine, you can have it. Comes with a couple of pairs of tongs. About another at least half an hour. You don't want it soupy. You want
sludge, effectively. Delicious sludge.
I suppose this would be a time to kind of consider eating your own hair now. To consider what you're going to have this with. If you're going to have it with mashed potato, which I would recommend because it's the best. Now's a great time to do that. That's a very half an hour activity. Or you could boil some pasta. People do it with that. You could probably have it with rice. Probably going to get my ass kicked for saying that. Everyone do what they want. And I'll see you back here when that shit's done and we'll blob it on a plate. Well done, internet. You know, it'll be something like that. So the last video I made, the last long form video I made, I asked if people were up for, I don't know, me maybe adventuring outside of this, you know, cabin. I think we might start doing some of that stuff. And still do this. I'm not going to not do this. I will absolutely still be cooking because I fucking love it. But, you know, I want to mix it up. I'm glad you're on side, most of you. I didn't see anyone write down in the comments below, stay in your wooden box. Oh, some of you are going to do it now. Till then, we're going to eat bourguignon. See you in a minute. I'm going to go make some mash. Done. That's it, done. Would you look at that? I mean, don't look at it too closely. It looks a bit rough, but well, let's bang a little bit in a bowl. That's the time to fish out your sticks. Those off. Look at that. Once that's at room temperature, you can freeze it. That shit will keep for ages. You can Sterling batch cook. F me, does it taste good? You could eat this with a spoon. I'm not moving a fork. Oh, it's hot. Oh, no! Righto, champions. I'm gonna go eat this shit. That is unbelievable. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. We try to get these out every week. It doesn't always happen. You know, life and shit that's not really your problem, really. If you want to support Jules and I and this weird shit, you can get across the swear jar. No sweat if you can't. I'll be here anyway. Righto, champions. I'm off. Just remember, fuck! Jar beef bourguignon. God damn it, I hope that's not a thing. What's in a jar? Not coming over again. Thank you. How f is that? Jules punched the light. Get